I've got a cat in the background
Aw.
as well.
So my name is Alex. I have an Instagram and also YouTube Low Sugar Show. So I want to thank you both and the cat for joining us for the interview.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So the first question that I ask anyone that I ever interview is, how's everything going? Not just musically, but also in your personal life as well.
Do you want to start off, Johan?
Yeah, I can start
Yeah.
off then. Everything's fine. I think maybe I would spend more time on my musical life, but then the other part comes in the way with work and family and dogs and cats and rabbits and so on. But still good. And I think it's going really well with the reception of the new album so far or the songs that we have released so far is really good. So I think that's very positive. It's sort of energizing. So all good on my end.
Yeah, and for me, I'm just personally, I'm just waiting for my next semester at the university to start. And apart from that, I'm just also, very excited about releasing the new album and yeah, mainly to get to see the reception of the rest of the songs since we've already released one of the crazier ones. Yeah, I would say that a lot of music going on in my mind right now, one could say.
Well, awesome. What are you going to university for?
To become a teacher in Swedish and German.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Good luck. Students can be a
Thank you.
handful.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I've experienced some of it.
So release day is coming up soon. How do you feel about that?
You go first, Gustav, on this one.
Well, right now, we're very excited about our two release gigs that we're having on the 19th and the 20th. So that's circling my brain right now a lot. But I'm very excited because we've gotten so much I expected interesting reception, but the reception has been a bit above expectations, I think. So I'm just, I'm just stoked, and I'm in a happy place right now when we have a release around the corner, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can only agree, and I think the reception has so far has been better than expected, and I mean it's so tricky to know beforehand. What will people think about the songs, and I mean you're sort of it's hard to sort of, should I say, judge your own music,
Mm-hmm.
and no, I mean just to sort of decide, okay, what tracks should we release as singles, and it's been the reception has been different than I anticipated, but well, for all the different songs, but still, I mean, yeah, as Gustav said, a bit overwhelming actually, especially on the Transylvanian Buffet. I mean, we knew it was a song that, or it's a song that is a bit different, but
Mm-hmm.
really seem to like it. So it feels like it's sort of filling some sort of musical gap, which I guess is really fun to hear.
And when you
Yeah,
say receptions, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to add shortly that Johan has a very good point about that when you spend too much time with each other in the band and with the songs that you've been working on
Mm-hmm.
for so long, you kind of lose touch with reality, I would say. You no longer hear like what could be single worthy material and so on. I just wanted to add that I really agree on that. That's it's hard for us really like
Mm-hmm.
to decide, because afterwards everything feels so natural and so obvious, kind of. Of course we should have chosen this song, and of course we chose the right song, and so on. So I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to add that shortly.
And Johan, you mentioned that it was different than what you expected. How so? In like a positive way or negative way, or just like a surprising way?
Like
Oh,
yeah.
um,
Oh, sorry. We are already screwing this up, Johan, with
you, you said you
Johan,
won.
your turn,
Yeah.
please.
No, but no, but a bit surprising way, I think. Like, I mean, we and the people involved in the production, I think we sort of all agreed that the Leap, our first single, that was sort of the strongest song on the album. So, and that's the one we went for as the first single. And I think the reception has been really good. But then we released Reign Supreme. That was sort of it's a song that from the start it has felt really natural to play live. I mean, it's just like one of those songs that you start playing it and it feels good, and we can play it really well. But we weren't convinced. I mean, how strong it would be, how appealing it would be to people. And then, I mean, the reactions were much stronger on that one. And then on the third one, then, well, Transylvanian Buffet, that is a bit different. We're like, well, I mean, we had two other songs actually that we discussed that would be like the third single. But then we thought, well, we have the opportunity to decide ourselves. So let's take this one because it is a bit different and we really want people to hear it. And then the reactions are extremely positive. So, I mean, in a way, I was sort of, should I say, hoping for a bit more with the Leap. But still, I mean, yeah, I like it, and I'm really happy with the reception of the other two songs. So
awesome. So I have to ask, now that it's done and finished, is there anything that you would change if you could go back and redo anything on the album?
Oh,
where do you start? No, you always have those feelings, at least. But I mean, to mention something about that, I think it turned out good, the way it did. But it's, you know, for me, and for probably for the majority of us, this was one of the, you know, faster working progresses that I've ever been through, like musically, making this album. From start to finish, it felt like, you know, a high-paced marathon, really. Like, and what's good about that is that you get things done. Like, you know, you don't linger at things that much because you don't have the time, because you put up this deadline and you're hell bent on doing that and so on. But one thing is that, I mean, we've started to discover a bunch of things in the rehearsal rooms and also live when trying out these songs that kind of feels a bit more, you know, natural and so on. But I guess that will be, you know, the live variants of the song that you'll hear. It's nothing major, but it's more about feeling, I would say. So if we would have had the time, I would have probably just wanted to, you know, get to know the songs a bit more and not rush it. But at the same time, I wouldn't have wanted it to be released later as well. So, you know, I don't really know, but that's one thing I could add.
Yeah, and I think it's a bit of a, in a way, should I say, sensitive questions. Now, of course, we should sit here now and say, oh, this is the best album we've ever made, and we've done it perfect. Everything is great. And I'm really happy with it. And as Gustav said, we produced it within a set time frame. I mean, we sort of booked the studio, and then we decided, okay, this is when we actually need to have the songs done. With that said, are the things that like I mean, I play the rhythm guitar, and I've written most of the riffs, and all the things that I would like to change. There might be some tiny details, and I also think we have used some percussion on the album, and I would have wanted to use more. And
hello.
Hello.
Better late than never.
Yes, typical singer.
Exactly, typical singer behavior.
Well, welcome. We're actually just talking about the album, so we're joined by David. So thanks for joining in and hanging out with us.
Thank you for letting me come this late. Thank you for having me.
So is there anything else that you wanted to add to that answer that you were giving about the album?
Yeah, but I think, yeah, it would have been. I mean, it's the same with the first one, that I guess we have learned along the way, and of course now, I mean, there are new, or should I say, insights, and it would be nice to put them in practice, so to speak. But I guess that would be on the third one then. And I mean, we've already started working on songs, so I think that sort of matures naturally, and processing it. So nothing really, like no real regrets, but those fine tunings that could have been slightly different.
Yeah, we're typical musicians, when someone asks, what do you think about your own songs? Oh yeah, it could have been better. Yeah, they're all right. But like in the end, I mean, we're really happy about what we've done, but we're also quite critical of our own craft, I'd say, in general, like most musicians, probably.
For sure. And David, since you just joined here, the first question that I ask anyone is, how's everything going, not just in your personal life, but also musically as well?
Well, everything's going great at the moment. And musically wise, I had a little bit of a rough patch during the summer. I think I hurt my voice a little bit.
Oh no.
But it has repaired itself now, so it's feeling great now. We rehearsed yesterday and everything went well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, overall it's great.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that your voice recovered. That definitely can be, a really important element to the band.
Yes. We're very fragile beings, we singers.
Yes.
We know.
Both mentally and physically, but yeah. No.
So the question I was asking, which you can answer as well, David, is if you could change anything on the album, what would that be, if anything?
Ooh, that's a great question. I'm sure there are like a lot of things that I would like to change, but it's just such small details, It wouldn't make the song better or worse.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we have rehearsed our songs, we have found a few places where you can make a stop in MOFO, for example, and it creates like that suction in the song, and it made it so much better. But yeah, we can do it live now. But I would like to have that stop into the song, of course.
Yeah, it's always when you look back, there's always something that can be tweaked. But I listened to the album a few days ago and also yesterday, and I really enjoyed it. Like it's really good. The first song, it's like you come in and you just get right started right on the first song, and from like start to finish, it's just really amazing.
Thank you so much. It's nice to hear.
So one song that has been mentioned a few times in this interview is Transylvanian Buffet. So we have to talk about it. It's very different from everything else on the album. It has a lot of mix of different things. What was the creative process for this song?
You start, Johan.
Yeah, shall I start with the music, and you can build on maybe on the lyrical side. So no, I mean, actually, the starting point was an old hip hop rap song that sort of influenced the feel. That's how it started, and that one also there is actually some piano in that one as well. So I think that sort of maybe sparked something. And then just some more, should I say, jazzy chords and harmonies that felt good to integrate. And that's really how it started. And then combining that with some, more classical, melodic metal melodies or lines as we have on the pre-chorus of the song, and in some strange way it sort of fitted together quite decently. I wasn't sure if the others would like it, but I think one of the big benefits of being in Vittra is that it's quite open-minded atmosphere. So I mean, we tried it out times, and I think it really fell into place when we got the vocals on, I would say. That's when it started to feel like, okay, but maybe this is something that sort of fits in our quite flexible box, but still. And then I guess one part, just one part that sticks out a bit, I guess, is the guitar solo. And I mean, that section we actually didn't have anything there. It was like, okay, we need to have something. So I had a riff that we throw in, and the agreement was that we need to find something else. We need to put something else in there. But that something else never appeared, and all of a sudden, I mean, we had rehearsed it a couple of times, so we got used to it, so we kept it. And then I mean, Lars, our lead guitarist, he asked, okay, so what do you want on this section? And I was like, you should just go all rock and roll, and yeah, that's what he did. So and I mean, it turned out super great. I mean, I was so happy when I heard it the first time, and I have a video of the other two guys here on the call reacting to it as well. First time they heard it, so it was just, you know, this big smiles. So, yeah, long story, somewhat short.
And
quite summarized it.
Did you guys want to add anything to that?
I even remember I remember vividly how Johan just you know, he showed off this riff where then we now have a rockabilly solo on, and I was like, I'm okay with this as a placeholder. That's basically how I remember my thought process were. But as he said, I voluntarily or involuntarily, I got kind of used to it, and then I'm really happy that I didn't go against the idea, because I really enjoyed the result. It's really it's weird, it's fun. Like I really enjoy it today. I'm happy that it turned out the way it did.
Yeah, and I don't remember if I remember it correctly, but when I was putting down the vocals and I heard, you know, the rock parts, I think I said like, oh, you could add like a piano here, a solo piano or something. And then Johan, when we like got the final mix, he had talked with the pianists of Soilwork, I think. And
Night,
yeah, sorry. Yeah, and he had done it, so he added the piano as like a surprise when we listened to the songs, and it was like really, really cool.
In the studio, yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time I heard it, actually, the first mix. I said, can you add, you know, some sort of rock and roll or Jerry Lee Lewis style rock and roll piano? And yeah, that's what we got.
Like, can you imagine? Like, I'm the bassist in the band. I went in there and did my part, and every time I got back to the studio, something crazier and crazier was just added to the song. You know, it's first off this weird ass, you know, country solo, and then I get back a second time, and then there's piano on top of that. Like, it's yeah, it was a really funny process in the studio, really.
And you are a quite conservative, and you are a quite conservative guy when it comes to music. So.
Oh yeah. I'm the Republicans of this band. Like. No, but yeah, I would say that I probably am the most conservative when it comes to how metal should be. But I'm still I'm still open-minded. Don't get me wrong. But in comparison to the other guys, I'm definitely the most conservative one.
And I've thought about this also because, you know, the lyrics in the songs, they're quite, you know, gruesome and yeah, quite
bizarre.
Horrible. Bizarre, yes.
It's just bizarre. It's weird.
So when you have like, you know, that little part where everything gets silly, you know, it takes off the edge. It's like a comic relief. So I've thought of that like in you know, in afterhand. It's like yeah, it suits quite good, you know, to have that little comic relief.
Didn't we say something like, David, when we discussed, I don't know if it was another interview or something, when we were talking about that, like if Transylvanian Buffet would be a movie genre, it would be like comical horror or something, like, or comedy plus horror, something like that. And I still stand by that. Yeah, Benny Hill with machetes.
Definitely works. I think it's awesome. Like when I listen to it, I'm like, this is the same album, and I'm like, this is really it's different, and it's in this day and age, you need something different to stand out. And I'm like, I've never heard something like this before. And I was thinking all the bands, I'm like, it sounds like this mixed with this and this, and I'm like, this is just so good.
Thanks.
Thank you so
Glad to
much.
hear.
So for the album itself, how do you guys get that raw energy into the album? Because like I said, from the start to the end, it doesn't stop. It's not like, there's a little break in between. It's like that raw energy stays in there from start to stop. What gives you that raw energy for this album and as a band?
Yes, I mean, you being the one who writes the most with the guitars.
Yeah,
Care
I
to-
think, but I think it's a combination of things, and I mean the energy part. I think one aspect is of course the sort of, I mean, how you sort of put out the riffs and so on, and the arrangements and how you want things to happen. But I think what's maybe even more important is actually Alex drumming, because he has that sort of a bit of a, shouldn't say, punk rock thrash feel to his drumming, and he's very well connected to the riffs and so on. I mean, he's a great guitar player. He's most likely a better guitar player than what I am, and more musically skilled. And he sort of connects to it in a really good way. So I think a lot of the energy comes from his drumming, and then you add on, I mean, David's vocals and intensity in his voice to that. So I think you have those elements. Then I think you're maybe not so much about the intensity from that perspective. Then it's more about the groove and the melodies and those kind of things adding on. But I think a lot is about arrangements and drums and voice, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, oh, sorry, you go.
We have this sort of thing. Yet again, with Alex, he likes very short songs. And at first, I was like, yeah, well, a song should at least be, 3 minutes and 30 seconds to be called a song. But I've adapted to that concept, and you can like really pack a punch in just 2 minutes. And it's great if you can just like make a short song. It contains a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for sure.
Now I feel a bit bad that I sort of put Gustav outside of the energy part.
No.
It's
fine. It's fine. I know my place. I know my place. As a representative of bassists, I'm very used to this kind of bashing. It's I've developed a rough skin. I can handle it, Johan. Don't you worry.
No, but I think the finger playing is also one part of it, actually. I mean, that he doesn't play with the pick. I think that's an important aspect. So it is really, I mean, we play. It's the sound is really a combination of the five of us, very naturally. So I mean, I think if you would change one of us, it would change quite a lot. That's my impression or view. So
Definitely.
Well, all band members are very important, and as a bass player, that you're still as important. And I think you bring a raw energy and like a fun, playful personality, and I think you need that in a band.
Yeah, playful is probably a legitimate term. No, no, but
you are important. We believe in you.
Thank you, Johan. It means a lot coming from the main guitarist. It's
And I know we're almost out of time here, but is it okay if we go over a few questions, or do you guys have another interview after this one?
No, we're good.
Okay, I just want to make sure. So for this album, all of the guitars in the album, it's really amazing and it stands out. Like I said, from the start to the beginning in every song. Was it intentional to have that where it's kind of at the foreground of the songs?
I guess that's a question for me. Well, I guess it's really good. I mean, in a way, it's guitar-based music. I mean, a lot of times it starts with the riff, so to speak, and then we build on that. So I guess it's natural from that perspective. And yeah, so and then then I think and that's the rhythm guitars. I mean, that's what I focus on. But then I think it's worth mentioning the leads as well, because I think Lars has done a really, really great job. And that really, I think the leads, they really add an additional dimension. They sort of, there's some, it's just not, a lot of tones and playing fast and so on. There is some thought behind it, sort of connected to the song, that sort of lifts everything in a very nice way. So yeah. I'm not sure if that was a response to your question, but an attempt.
Well, I think it's great. Like I said, it's something you hear throughout the album. It's like in the foreground. So I'm like, this is really cool because it's something that, is really focused on. So I think it definitely works well with this album.
Thanks. I mean, I guess just what I've learned a bit along the way, since this is our third release, is that sort of how, well, I think I know a bit what will get David going on the vocals, what type of riff. And then sometimes we have those sort of odd riffs that are a bit more about just sort of rhythm and a bit less about changing chords or I mean, yeah, like we can take an example, the chorus on Soul Searcher. Because it's more about rhythm than being able to follow some chords and so on. And we worked on that one for quite some time.
We made the last changes the same day as we recorded the lyrics.
Oh wow!
It was really painful. Yeah. I remember I was sitting on the toilet like at the time because I wanted to make that chorus pop, and it's so hard to just use like lyrics to make it good, especially when you're screaming. Like you can't, use tones or whatever. So then I thought, sort of like, okay, so what do hip hop artists do? Yeah, they find the groove or something that the beat goes dofa 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 dofa, and you find something that counters it or flows with it. So I think I found something there that changed the chorus into a better thing.
But yeah,
and then I presented it to Gustav, and it was like, yeah, it's better than before, I think.
Yeah. No, but that's a way of challenging ourselves as well.
Right.
So
the toilet is where the thinking happens then, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Goes without saying. Yeah.
So I know that Swedish folk stories creep into your music. Do you see these more as myths or more as like a metaphor for like inner struggles, or maybe like a cultural anchor that gives your music a unique identity?
I would say this album is more of an inner struggle, but we have some elements still connected with the folklore on this album as well. But I can promise, and me and Gustav, we can promise that we will go back to folklore on the third album. This one was, it's Intense Indifference.
But I mean, it's a bit of all three. I think it was three that you mentioned. Like it's a part of identity. It's a part of being symbolic for some theme or whatever, and sometimes it's it's about writing a good story, or writing like a ghost story, but in lyrics. And for this one specifically, like David mentioned, the inner struggles was like was like the start, and by the finish line we had created some kind of monster, some kind of story around this theme to make it more, it fits better in a song. It's easy to have a monster in the song, I think, even though you're like writing about a feeling or whatever, having like, especially in metal, like having like a monster or something to sing about and a story surrounding it, it makes it a lot more interesting to listen to as well, I think. So a bit of everything, but mainly focus on some abstract themes on this album.
Anything to add, Johan?
Not really. I think, I mean, well, no, I can always add things as you want.
Of course,
Like,
of course.
yeah,
Don't be shy.
yeah. No, but I guess I mean, especially when we started, I mean, we talked a lot about sort of, well, sort of nature and as you say, mythical creatures and those kind of things. So I think there is definitely that connection. And but with that said, I mean, this one is maybe a bit more about, well, David's emotional life and inner battles that we make fun of sometimes, but also enjoy, that we can get then the benefits of as part of the album. So
we can even turn them into metal, obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite folk story?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one.
There's this really bizarre one that I enjoy from, I think it's from south of Sweden. I think it's called Gloson. And it's about this weird pig with like spikes on its spine that is that is said to, when you do something bad, this thing will run like under your legs and rip you apart, rip you in half, or something bizarre like that. And it's apparently like some sort of children's story.
Nice.
But I find it kind of cool, kind of metal that it's a children's story originally. But that's one of the more weird ones that I enjoy.
I know actually something that does gives me chills is I had a colleague of mine before, and he told me usually that his daughter she saw a old man coming,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, "Oh, dad, the man is here," but he couldn't see any man. And then I was like, I got the chills just him telling me about it. And then I heard a story from a pod called Creepy Pod or something.
Yeah.
And they had the same story about children seeing elderly men walking, doing stuff, just causing a little bit of mayhem. And it's mostly just children who can see these people. And these people are then presumably the Vittran.
Mm-hmm.
They live like in a parallel universe, and when you're little, you are open to these kind of things. You can see these things, but as you get older, you can only see, hear windows bashing, something strange is happening, and a door is locked. So that's why you always gotta keep Vittran on the good side.
Mm-hmm.
You are not to like enrage them or walk on a Vitterstig.
For sure, we don't want that. And what about you, Johan? What is your favorite folk story?
It's a good one, actually. I'm not sure if I have that much to add. I mean, we discussed the Vittra part as part of the band. No, I think my sort of angle on this is more about sort of the the old folk music and that perspective from the region where I've grown up. I think that is more the influence for me. I'm not so into the stories and lyrics and stuff.
What about Bamse behind you there? He's quite
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. Bamse.
Bamse is a good guy.
And so one last question for you guys. Is there anything that you would like to say to your fans, the ones who have followed you from the beginning, or anyone just checking you out for the first time? Just kind of like your time to say whatever you like.
I hope you enjoy this album too, and we hope we don't stray too far away from our path that once got your attention in the first place.
Yeah, stay open-minded.
Yes.
I think, but be open to surprises. I think I would say with this album.
Yeah, I think we're quite aligned here. I'm also on the open-minded side, because a lot of times, it's like it should be pure thrash metal, it should be pure death metal, or it should be pure melodic metal, and we really like to mix things up a bit, and I hope our listeners can enjoy that as well.
For sure. Well, for anyone watching the interview, I'll put all the links down below, so it makes it super easy to pre-order. I love all kinds of metal, and I can tell you, I've not listened to something like this. It is so good. It's like an adventure from start to stop. And the Intense Indifference is the name of the album. It comes out on the 19th, and you can grab a copy of it when it comes out or pre-order it now. So I want to thank all three of you for taking your time to do this interview.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure being here.